Welcome back to Wake Up Northwest. In this week's Madeline Motivates, it takes an incredible amount of courage to care for children who aren't your own. Foster parents are heroes with hearts of gold who open their home to kids who wouldn't have one otherwise. Today, if you didn't know, is National Foster Care Day, and I want you to meet a woman from Eastern Washington named Dru. Dru has cared for nearly 25 foster kids in Spokane and has served as a mentor to fostering families across the region for nearly 30 years. In your 30 years in the foster care system, Dru, you took in about 25 foster children of your own. That is just incredible. So I have to ask, what inspired you to do that?
I really enjoy teenagers. Not everyone does. Sometimes when I tell someone I foster teenagers, they say, "Oh, you're a saint." I say, no, I really like teenagers. I don't want to take in babies because that's not my strength. And for me, a foster parent, if you're into foster, that's hard work taking care of someone else's children. And you better know what your strengths are and come from that point of view.
Absolutely. Well, before you got involved, why did you want to become a foster parent?
Well, I raised 4 children, and they were gone out of the home. My youngest daughter had left home, moved out. And what was I going to do? I worked full time, but I like children, and I like children in my home. So I started out being a big sister to a girl that was in a group home. And then she needed a home to move to. And they asked me, and I said, sure, I'll get licensed and she could live with me. So that was how I started.
For those fostering families that might be watching this, what would be your greatest piece of advice for them?
To do your best and be open and communicate and know that there's people here that you can talk to. And sometimes, especially new foster parents, don't know the system and don't understand what's going on, and they're afraid. They're afraid because they have an allegation. That means they'll lose their license, and that's not true. But you have to work through it. It's just a love of children and seeing them grow. People say, I'm so wonderful. I'm not wonderful. It's just wonderful what happens to the children. And I just get warm feelings all over thinking of the ones that have learned and been successful. And I had absolutely no intention of adopting any children. I mean, had raised my family, but I adopted a boy that needed a home, and he fit in our home like a glove. So you just have to be open and love the children, and it's wonderful. It fills your heart up.
Yeah, it sure does. And Dru tells me that there is always a huge need for foster parents to care for children in our area that come from a variety of challenging backgrounds. So if you're interested in opening your home to foster kids, she recommends reading more about the process on the Washington State Department of Children, Youth, and Families website. I have that website pulled up right here. It looks like this, and the link to find it is right here on the bottom of your screen, dcyf.wa.gov.